Welcome to this very first session/edition where I'll be sharing my thoughts on the concept of communication and how to help you understand it in details, especially to using it in your professional life. For this purpose, I'll be starting at the very beginning, introduction to communication. Yes, now doing this video, I've come to realize the reason that in any new class, the instructor, the facilitator, the teacher, the lecturer would usually start with what is or introduction to. I'm also going to start from there. So, now the world over has come to appreciate the place of communication in our everyday dealings, and I guess because of that appreciation, the meaning is being watered down. The meaning is being watered down to aid understanding. And so, if you ask people what communication is, you hear things like communication is the sharing of information from one person to another. And I tell you, in truth, that's not entirely wrong because it gives a glimpse of what communication is. But looking at it, or hearing it, or knowing it, and knowing the concept, you will know that a particular element, a very important element at that, has been removed from that definition. And so from the top, I will say and define communication as the process of meaningful interaction between beings. Now, to take into consideration the sender, receiver, and feedback elements of communication, we can also say that communication is the process by which meanings are perceived and understandings are reached among interacting beings. If you look at both in definition, you will see that meaning is used, which makes sense to know that if we share information, for instance, and I do not understand it, then communication has not taken place. So it is not enough for you to tell me what's up and leave it like that, or leave it as that. You must help me understand what what's up means if I do not already understand it. Or if it's a code that we already know, then it means that I would easily respond to you without any lapse or any break in communication. That's only when I have responded to you would you say communication has taken place. Another thing you will notice in both definitions is the word process. This tells us that communication is not a standalone activity. It is a combination of activities, a combination of elements to bring it together. Now, understand this. Communication is a process because it involves a number of elements, such as the sender who is the one who thought of the message, what's up. The message, of course, is what's up. Then the channel through which the sender sends the message to whomever he wants to send it to. Then the receiver. Now the channel could be a text message, any of the messenger app. It could be a phone call. Now the receiver is that person who gets the WhatsApp message. Notice that I've put the receiver last. This is because the receiver must then become a sender for a communication process to be complete. So having heard the message WhatsApp, he must be able to respond with the ideal message or response that the sender was expecting. Now, if the receiver does not understand the message WhatsApp, he must send back to the sender, the original sender, to say, I don't understand, or help me have clarity. Only when there is a clarity on that initial message and the adequate response has been given would you say communication has taken place. So for instance, I send you a message, I say what's up to you via a text message, and you send back to me to say, what are you talking about? It means you did not understand what I meant by what's up. So I can now rephrase to say, how are you doing? And then you respond, I am well. It is only when you have got my message of how are you doing and respond with I am well would we say that process of communication has been completed. Now, if we want to go ahead with other interactions and other conversations, then we'll go ahead, but we shouldn't leave a message or an interaction hanging such that we didn't know where we started or where we ended. That communication did not happen at all. So for instance, if you are asked with this session, Communication has only taken place if you understood all I've been saying. So if you've understood all I've been saying, give this video a double tap or leave a comment. In fact, better still, do both until I see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.